such a minefield out there now to know what's okay to say, what's not okay to say. What's okay one day then isn't the next.
It's almost like a competition to see who can be offended the most.
Oh. Welcome to episode 24
Weary Traveller
of the Bromantic podcast. Please don't do that. Otherwise I'll start rolling dice. It just get chaotic.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got a jam-packed episode for today.
Shorter segments, but more. That's what we've gone for.
Let's hope so.
You tell us whether you like it.
Yeah.
If you prefer it this way, or just want us to whittle on 2 segments.
Yeah.
Essentially.
We've got 4. 4 segments.
4.
4.
5, isn't it?
5. Hidden segment. I don't know. What's the 5th one?
I think you're right. It's 4.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might have a surprise.
Oh, you don't, but...
Yeah, I'm not that.
I would... should we just get straight sinking our teeth into some dad jokes?
No. You're missing a vital part of the podcast right now.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Gaz.
And this is...
Bromantic.
You're right, I did miss that.
I believe you almost fucked that.
Yeah.
Hurtful.
Yeah. But I've forgotten that.
You've forgotten we're doing a podcast.
Twice now.
Have you?
Yeah.
Right. Some dad jokes.
What would you like to do? Go first?
I'm going to go first.
You want to go first?
I'm going to go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Look at me in the eye. What do you call a wizard who's good with ceramics? Harry Pottery.
I didn't like that. Did you hear that laughing too loudly?
I hate your face!
So
Honestly!
I can't look at you when I do this. I can't even look at you when I do it. Because do you know what's in it is you know it's going to be shit.
No, what's annoying is that you look like you're going to laugh at your own
I know,
joke, which
that's
makes
the
me
weird
laugh.
They are funny though.
Okay. Go on.
Did you hear that laughing too loud? Come on, we've got to get through it. I won't look at you at the start. Did you hear that laughing too loudly is illegal in Hawaii? They only permit a low half.
No matter what you said then, I was going to laugh.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't even matter.
That's like that other joke we did. Where I just did Iron Man and Silver Surfer. And you were
Just in stitches.
I haven't even got to the bloody punchline yet.
What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back? A stick. I hate my job. All I do is crush cans all day. It's so depressing. What did the T-Rex use to cut wood? A dinosaur.
Oh,
The way to Ryan's heart. Dinosaur jokes.
I started sniggering it before you even said it. I was like, I'm going to love this.
You're like, T-Rex, you say?
Yeah. You asked me a T-Rex. I'm having a real problem lately. I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
Cool. Whoever stole my depression medication, I hope you're happy.
My dream job is to clean mirrors. I can really see myself doing that.
Go to bed. The cows are already asleep in the field. It's past your bedtime. What?
That one's the worst one we've done. By a mile.
Past your bedtime.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah.
What's wrong with
It's
that?
awful. Problem is, it's not. I can't do anything as dad jokey as that now.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I lost 25% of my roof last night. Oof.
That was good. I enjoyed that. That was good.
Last, yeah.
That was good.
That's the one that when I read it busted me up. Yeah.
Oh, that was. I enjoyed that.
I don't know if I said it out loud, but I was like, I don't know if you'll get it immediately. But it took you as long as I'd hope it took you. Where you go? Yeah. Oh, please. That was good. That was a good round of that. We kept that short, neat and tidy, but
Oh, God.
I've actually got little tears in my eyes, so.
I can't believe you didn't like the pasture one.
The thing is, I didn't not like it. The quality of it was...
Not up to the usual.
It's past your bedtime. It's to me...
Do you know what's...
Go on.
The thing is, the awkward part about that was the joke was written like two people should perform it. So it was a father saying to a son, go to bed, like the cows are in the field. And then the son going, so? And he goes, so, it's past your bedtime.
Yeah.
I had to try and do it like a dad joke. So that's
what I said to you, though, didn't I? I rewrite all of them so that they would flow
Well, I
with
tried to rewrite on the fly, all right? It didn't work as well. Maybe I'm not as funny as you.
It worked all
No,
right.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
You're a funny guy.
No, it's not that. It's I prep funny. That's what I do. I think about that I'm not funny on the fly, and I need to prep for it. That's what happens. So, yes, that's
where we're going with it.
yeah. I think I'm very fun. Okay. Right. Well, we're gonna do some more recommendations.
Okay.
This one's not so recommendy. This is just things. So work with me.
Helpful.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say things and you say things too.
Essentially,
Cool.
that is exactly what's going to happen. So the first one is facing fears or fear stories.
Okay.
So, do you want to go first?
You go first.
So one thing I tell a lot of people this, because I know a lot of people have got a fear of spiders or arachnophobia. And I, up until the age of 18, was terrified of spiders, hated them.
Really?
Yeah. But it's a passed on fear. So my mum is...
Petrified.
Yeah. And I've got memories of mum screaming in the house because of a spider. And I think when you're little, I think that would make you scared of spiders.
Yeah.
But when I got to about 18, I hated that I was scared of spiders because the only fear that I had, other than very rational ones, like sharks and stuff. So with small spiders, I started to like poke them, like money spiders and like really small ones. And then when I got comfortable with that, I would like touch bigger spiders, touch bigger spiders. Then I would start to pick up the smaller ones and then pick up bigger and bigger spiders to the point where I could just pick up almost any spider.
Right.
I still struggle a little bit with like house spiders, you know, them really big hairy buggers. I'm not keen on picking those up, like in my bare hand. But
what would you be like with like tarantulas?
So I can hold like rose tarantulas, I think they're called, you know, the big...
You went species and I went tarantula.
Yeah. So I know that all tarantulas have got different like temperaments, and the tarantula they often bring to like schools and stuff for kids to hold. I don't know if it's called like an orange kneed or a rose something tarantula, but it's very subdued.
Right.
And I've held those like quite a few times.
Okay.
But for me, it's speed. So the ones that move quickly, like, and they go up my arm.
Yeah.
So one time I tried to hold a praying mantis.
Yeah.
And the second it touched my finger, before I knew it, it was at my shoulder. And I wasn't keen.
I didn't think praying mantises were that fast.
I tried to flick it twice and missed both times. And thankfully, by the time it got to my shoulder, I just brushed. And I don't know why I went for a flick. It was nippy. It was so quick, literally.
Look up the average speed of a praying mantis.
Yeah, it's probably really slow, and I'm just really bad at reaction timing. But that's my story on facing fears. And I do think that if you do have a fear of something, that's a really good way to... It worked for me.
There's a name for it, isn't it?
Is there?
Yeah. Like where if someone's scared of something, you put it in front of them until they're no longer scared of it.
Yeah, I just know it's facing your fear. No, I've never even heard of this. This would be interesting for me.
Right.
If you...
I can't remember the name of it, and you at home are probably screaming it at the camera. Well,
Yeah.
I don't. If you're screaming at a YouTube video, you're weird.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put it on the screen.
I often scream at you, though, when I'm watching this.
You often scream me off camera. Well. The amount of screaming I have to edit out.
Why do you think my throat is caught? It's hoarse. All the screaming.
Facing a fear. I think the only one I can remember, I think when I was little, I must have been scared of heights. But this is only like a memory. So I have a memory of I went to a playground and they used to have this like big jungle gym thing that went up for my height at the time, very, very high.
Can I get an age range of you?
I would say maybe 7 or 8.
Okay, yeah.
And I remember climbing to the top of this jungle gym climbing frame thing. Got all the way to the top and was psyched that I'd made it to the top. It was like big boy times.
Yeah, yeah.
King of the climbing frame. And I looked down, and in the middle of this climbing frame is a big pole, and it's all, I don't know if you know the like triangular looking ropes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. And I looked down, realised how high off the ground I was, and clung to the top of the climbing frame and pissed down it. And wet myself. Yeah.
No!
Yeah. In the middle of a playground, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not scared of heights anymore.
No, yeah.
I don't know when that was cured, or if it was just in that time.
I think a fear of heights is a very rational fear.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I often get on top of like towers, scaffold towers and stuff like that, and they're like freestanding.
Yeah.
And the wobble on them. Like, you're like swaying.
Do you think it's more a fear of falling or the fear of height?
Of course it is, yeah. 100% it's the fear of
yeah.
It's the fear of like, because not being funny, when up there, I look down, I think, I'll die.
Yeah.
Like, if I fall off this, I will die. I went and did a job once, and some guy was literally, he was shaking when I got there. Because he's been up this tower, fear of heights. And he was just, I was like, I'll carry on. From here. Like,
I've got this.
I put my hand on his shoulder, you've done your part. Like,
Good job.
yeah. So, oh, nice. Some good, I mean, your story was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, I love to.
Not
do
where I
that.
thought he was going.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, my dad had to come and help me down.
Oh, he did.
Well,
Yeah,
I
to
imagine
come
he
get
did,
me,
yeah.
I wouldn't move. I froze. Clung to the pole and just wet myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. Next one is nature. Any suggestions of places for people to go, things to see, things to do in nature?
I would say enjoy nature. And I know that sounds very, like, of course, sort of situation. Obvious is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't mean like animals and all that lot. I mean, if that's your thing, enjoy them. But I mean, like, go for a walk, like in the countryside or up a mountain or whatever. Go for a hike and really look around and like appreciate like what's around you and what's been naturally created. And I just think it's beautiful. And
So
I think
like observe nature.
yeah. And I think it's the most peaceful thing. Like just to go on like a cliff's edge or a cliff top and just look around and just be like, wow.
Do that carefully.
Yeah. Do not try this at home.
Yeah.
But
Do. Damn it.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the, and like for someone who clearly hates walking, I really enjoy.
That's why you like to stand
hiking.
around and enjoy it.
I'm just knackered.
This is great.
Yeah, it's
Well,
nothing to do with nature. I'm just knackered. And
You
wanna
go on
stop.
ahead. I'm going to enjoy this.
I'm just enjoying nature, guys.
Yeah. We're still in the car.
But no, I just think it's one of the most beautiful places I've seen is driving through the mountains in Wales on these little country roads, and I pulled over. I had to pull over and just stop and just get out of the
have a
car
look,
and just be like, wow.
Well, in the last one we did, that's why I recommended Snowdonia. Because that's the perfect place to do
Gorgeous,
that. Just drive around, stop for a bit, have a look about.
Just amazing.
Just go, yeah, this is still grass and stuff. Cool. And just move on.
It's very green here.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, I would recommend, I've done it a few times and thoroughly enjoyed it, but I don't think I'd really want to do it again until Atlas is a bit older. But I think it's just called wild camping, where you essentially go out with just a tent.
No.
and you spend like 2 days
No.
out in the woods, no luxuries, no anything, and you just... Well, maybe you bring a little bit of food with you.
Now, look, I agree with that if you're going for that purpose. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't mind that. If I was like, if it was me, you, Atlas, Elijah, and we were like, right, we're going to go in, we're going to tent, we're going to, be in the middle of the woods and blah, blah. If that's your intention to do that, then fine.
Yeah.
I can't stand camping holidays.
Oh, yeah, no. I
hate them.
Yeah. No, that is the intention.
It's not comfortable. It's not, do you know what I mean? Just give me a chalet.
Personally, I think it builds character. I think it makes you realise you're more resourceful than you think.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see
So
that.
when I went, we made an open fire and cooked sausages. Obviously, we didn't forage the sausages; we brought them with us.
Yeah.
Things like that. But we were
killed some deer and made some sausages.
It wasn't that wild, but we foraged some nettle and made nettle leaf tea and stuff like that. Like just as wild as you could do it, because you're not going to die. You're there for 2 days. Even if you're damn hungry by the end of it, you can drive home and get a McDonald's. Like it's not the end of the world. But it's a really good experience.
Yeah.
To actually really be in with nature. When we woke up, there were wild horses around the tent, and that was really cool. A little bit.
A bit scary.
Yeah, because you're like, they're wild. As soon as you put that word in front of anything, you're like, I trust it.
I could get trampled.
Yeah, exactly. But thankfully, they're all super chill.
Yeah.
I touched one. Okay, you're fine.
Go away now.
Yeah. I've enjoyed nature just enough today.
I did that when I was about 16, must have been 16, 17. Like me and a group of friends went out to the woods and attempted half-assed to build our own shelters out of sticks and stuff and all that lot. And it was quite fun. Stayed the night.
Yeah.
Realised we were freezing. Went home in the morning and
I think that's the 16, 17. I think I did that as well. But that wasn't like wild camping. That was just
camping.
being
That's the
16.
wildest camping.
But was there alcohol involved?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's just...
We made a fire.
Yeah.
You can't judge my camping.
I'm not judging it. I'm just saying
I see it in your eyes.
It's not what I put in mind. I don't think you enjoyed nature, which is the subject that we're on here. Do you know what I mean? You didn't go and make nettle leaf tea.
Enjoyed something.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You weren't like, let's forage some nettles for the leaf tea, like you weren't, let's boil a kettle here, boys. You were like, down there.
In the woods.
Yeah, exactly. Not quite what I'm after. This next one is educational. Anything of an education purpose that you would recommend to someone you think they should do or learn or that would be educational?
When I was younger, wish I'd put a lot more effort into learning languages.
It's so boring when you're younger, though.
Oh, mate, honestly. It was my two worst subjects at school.
Hated it. Yeah.
Was French and German.
Yeah, same. I wasn't bad at German, but...
And then we were forced to learn Latin for some reason at one point.
Were you?
Yeah, we did Latin as a third language. I mean, it was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dead language.
It is,
why are we learning this?
It's the mother of all languages.
Yeah. You're meant to be really good at languages after learning Latin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish I put... Because I think the utility of it is a lot more important as you're older. Like when you get older, when you get older.
I think learning words and structuring sentences.
I didn't do good in English either.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I think concentrate on more while you're in education for all you kids watching.
Yeah, all you little nippers.
All you little nippers watching.
Yeah.
Two middle-aged men just chat on the podcast.
If you're an adult, get on Duolingo.
Yeah.
And you can learn a language too.
I mean, I could do that, but I haven't.
I tried.
Did you?
I downloaded Duolingo, started learning German.
No.
I just couldn't be bothered.
Really?
I can count in German to a
It was sounding very much like you said Mein Kampf then. But...
I did. Mein Kampf. Oh, love it. Well, I don't know if that's all right.
It's in there now. It's in there now.
Yeah.
Massive beeped out part of the podcast.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's been a while since I've been beeped out doing the podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I just edit the whole thing out now.
Yeah.
Don't over risk it. You ever think Ryan's quite quiet during a conversation?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
I've just been edited out.
Just watch for the jump cuts.
Yeah.
You go.
Oh, educational, yeah. I know this is going to sound really dull.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and you'll probably disagree with me. But I think maths.
Why would I disagree with that?
I just think, because I think some people will be like, why do I need to be any good at maths? What's the real great purpose in it?
I don't think people will say, why do I need to be good at maths? I think you use maths quite regularly in life. I think there's aspects of maths that it's like, why is this so important?
So I've had this discussion many times about algebra.
Let's do this.
Right. Do you see an importance of algebra?
There's probably some weird way you could...
Well, we're going to delve into that weird
go on
way.
then.
So x always exists.
Yeah.
So you will always have two components to a sum, and you'll need to find x. So essentially, algebra is everything. All maths you will ever do is finding x. Even a basic sum. 5 plus 5 equals x.
Yeah.
That's algebra.
Right.
So whenever you're working anything out, especially if you're doing anything that's involving quantity, say, for example, you need to know how much water that you're going to need for a trip. You've got this much space. How many jugs you're going to need to fill that space. That's algebra. So by teaching it in school, you're just eliminating x, and you're actually
It's almost overcomplicating it.
But it isn't.
But it is.
It's the simplest way to teach it.
No, but I wouldn't think of that problem you just said as an algebraic equation.
No, you wouldn't think of it as it.
No.
But that doesn't mean it isn't. And you've been taught how to figure that out through algebra.
No, just plus, minus, divide, and times.
Yeah, but that's all. So the difficult, I think, with algebra is as soon as you put like brackets in and stuff like that, and then you've got like 5y plus 2x equals like another algebraic equation. And I agree that you'd have to be doing some really ridiculous thing to need that level of. But there will probably be times when you're like working out like finances. Well, I've got this much in this much in this, and that kind of stuff. Then you would probably be using stuff like that. Well, I can get 5 of these. I can get 3 of these. Especially if you're like doing any shopping or like you've got a list of things you need to get.
Yeah, but again, I don't see that as algebra.
But it is. I know you don't see it as it.
Unless you're saying that algebra is just all-encompassing math.
Essentially, there is always.
I mean, then I can't really argue it because I've said math. Certain parts of math are important. You're saying everything's algebra.
Yeah, but this all I'm saying is algebra is constant. But people always like, why do I need to learn algebra?
But there's certain parts of algebra that I look at and I'm like, you don't need that.
Do like what?
2xy minus 5x equals b.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm saying to you. You might be using that.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but this is what I'm
Guarantee
saying.
it. I can guarantee you in my life I'm not using that.
For example, X, Y, whatever, right? That might be in your shopping list. Say if you've got a tenner, well, I need to buy this, this, and this. These 3 things. Well, I might want 2 of those, 3 of those, and 1 of those. If that doesn't work under a tenner, which is what your B is, well, then you need to change 2X, 2Y.
You're just overcomplicating it.
You're not. That's how you teach it.
No, you're overcomplicating it.
Who is? Me or algebra?
You right now.
No,
by
I'm showing
saying
you. That's how algebra is in everyday life.
This one's £3, this one's £2, this one's £1.
Yeah.
Minus 3, that's £7.
Yeah.
Minus 2, that's 5. Minus 1, that's 4.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go, so if I put this item as B, this item as X, and this
what
item
you're
as
doing
Y.
now is you're directly correlating it. I'm telling you that's how you teach it.
Yeah, but I also
Because
got
I'm not
taught it
going to
when...
be able to teach you the exact thing you're
but
going to be using
but
it for when you're older.
I managed to learn plus, minuses and all that lot at school. Fine.
Yeah.
Without algebra.
Yeah, no, that's so basic arithmetic,
Yes.
right? That's fine.
That's what I use.
But as soon as you've got unknown quantities,
But it's not an unknown quantity. You know the quantity.
yeah, but it could be. So we're doing simple algebra right now, which is why I'm giving you like the shopping list example.
Right.
That doesn't move the fact that it's algebra. It still is. You've got unknown quantities.
What are the unknown quantities?
Like I said, you don't know how many of each item you might need. You might be able to work it out really quickly, but it doesn't stop it being algebra. So 2 bananas, 3 eggs, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right? You've still got X, Y, and Z in that.
Right.
It's still algebra.
It's not.
I don't know how your
it's-
argument is not.
Because it's just simple arithmetic. That's all it is.
Yes.
Because I'm not trying to figure out, I've got the price of eggs and I've got the price of milk. What's the price of the bananas? I'm not trying to figure out what the price of the bananas are. I know those 3 things. I know how much money I've got.
Yeah.
So I'm not going, if you've got, if 5 eggs plus 2 bananas plus 3y equals £10. What's y? I don't. That's not what I'm trying to figure out, and that's algebra.
Yeah, but for example, you might be, because you might have already spent £6 of getting eggs and bananas.
Yeah.
That last item, you need to know how many you can get for it to be under £10. That's why.
But that's not algebra.
That is, because you need to know the value of that number.
No, you just minus that from that, and that's how much money you have.
Yeah,
there.
but that's still
that's
why.
That's
finding why.
no, that's subtraction and division.
Yes, but that's what you're finding.
You're overcomplicating it.
I'm not.
It's
That's
not
how I'm
that-
telling you. They teach it.
Yeah, but you could do exactly the same thing, not learning algebra. Exactly the same.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying to you. I'm simplifying it. This is the simplest form of algebra.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't need algebra for that.
Yeah, but you do.
If I'd never learned algebra, I could still do that.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying.
So it's not. So then I don't need the algebra for it.
Yeah, but you do when you expand. That's what I'm saying. We're doing the simplest form
Okay,
of
well
it.
then, give me an expansion.
Like if you were to do quantity surveying,
Right.
you would need algebra, but you wouldn't
That's
literally.
That's a specialised job.
Yeah, I know, but you might not need it like for quantity surveying at that scale. But you might, for example, be like, right, well, I'm going to put a shed together.
Right.
Right, I'm going to need this many screws, this many of this many of this. What's the cost going to be of this, this, and this, and this? Well, have I got a budget? Well, I need to know what the budget is. I need to find out what X is.
I wouldn't use algebra.
Yeah, but you do. You just don't call it X. I don't know how you're not getting what I'm saying.
I do, but I think you're just trying. What I think you're doing is taking an issue or taking a math problem and forcing it to be algebra
Yeah, but it isn't.
by just going, an item is always X.
Yeah, but it is.
But it's not.
If you don't know the answer
it's the
to
blank.
it-
It's the blank in a sum.
Yes, which is X.
No, because you don't go 5 plus 5 equals X. That's simple. That's simple.
Yes,
Math.
But no, so I get what you're saying. 5 plus 5 is X. Like that's simple maths.
Yeah.
But there's always an unknown, and that's what algebra
Yes,
is.
but then you make all of maths algebra. Then.
Yeah, but you can. That's what I'm saying. Algebra is constant.
Well, then again, it goes back to my previous point. If I can't disagree, if you're saying all of math is algebra, because all math has to find an answer.
Yeah.
And if the answer is always going to be X, then every part of math is algebra.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Algebra is always finding an unknown quantity. Always.
Yes.
You need to work out what that number is.
Yeah, but so is math in general.
Yeah.
Is finding an unknown quantity. So you're saying algebra is all of math?
That's what I'm saying. It's constant. Algebra is literally constant for maths.
I don't think that's right.
I understand what you're saying in simple arithmetic. 5 plus 5, fine, equals an answer. Like, fine. In a super simple context, you can say, fine, it's not algebra. But as soon as you go beyond that, and you've got, like I said, a list of things, you've got a budget, you don't know what the budget is, X, Y, and Z, you need to find those numbers. And I appreciate it's not on like a fucking, like a test sheet, and it's like, find the numbers here.
I feel like you're forcing things to be algebra for the sake of making them algebra.
Yeah, but it's much simpler than I think you're
I've said
putting it in.
algebra so many times that it doesn't sound like a word.
Just call it algae. Yeah, so I feel like, like I say, like, I mean, I feel like it's difficult to explain out loud. If I could just write down, like, look, here you go, here's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I'll just write X, Y, and Z. Even when you're doing like wages, there's algebra in there.
Why?
Because you need to know how much to pay this person. You've got this much of this. You've got to find...
But again, that's just math.
Yeah, I agree with you. But it's unknown quantities.
Right.
So you
But
can...
all of math is unknown quantities. If you're doing a maths equation, it's to solve an unknown quantity.
Yeah.
So then you're saying algebra is all of maths.
Which I've already said, yeah.
Yes,
It's
and then I
constant.
said, then I can't really argue
Yeah,
against it.
but
and
that's
say
what I'm
that
saying.
you don't need
People
to use
don't
algebra.
think they use it. But it's in so much of
It's
maths.
not used how it's taught.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying to you.
Then your point is irrelevant.
No, but it's constant. That's what I'm saying. Like, people think they don't use it, but you do, because you're always trying to find...
Yeah, but the way you're taught algebra,
Yeah.
you don't use. Unless you're in a specialised field that requires that,
Yeah.
you don't use it.
Yeah. I think to like, the thing is as well, like, which we'll never use, but when you're trying to find things like more scientific, like if you want to find velocity or acceleration or something like that, then you're going to need algebra again. And the thing is, there will be times when you'll need to work. Off the top of my head, I can't think of things.
I was going to say, how many times have you had to work out the velocity?
Well, there have been times. Even like when I want to know the miles per hour of somewhere, how long it's going to take me to get somewhere. And you're going to use algebra.
Yeah.
Because you without even knowing it, you're using it. Because you've got an unknown quantity. You need to work out what's this, and I need to multiply it to get this. There's algebra in there.
Okay.
I'm telling you there is.
I mean, you've already said algebra is all of maths, so I can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing, because anything I say, you're going to be like, yeah, but there's an unknown quantity.
Yeah, there is.
Well, that's all of maths then.
Yeah, it is though.
But it's not how you're taught it. You don't use it how you're taught it, which goes back to the previous point of some things you're taught in maths you don't use.
Yeah, but how? I don't know how they're meant to teach you that without you learning it that way.
I mean, they don't have to teach you it.
Yeah, but they do.
In case you go into a specialised field.
Would you prefer then that they taught you things like long multiplication and long division and like what do you think's more useful?
Long multiplication and division is much more useful than algebra.
Do you think?
But then you would count long multiplication and division as algebra.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bypass that, like for simple things, like just this times this.
I would say that's much more. I don't think that outside of people in those fields that require a high thing of maths, I don't think you need much more than simple addition, subtraction,
Yeah.
you know, division and multiplication. I think you can get by. Absolutely
No,
fine.
I'm not denying you can get by, but I feel like
you're never
going
to you're never going to figure out the circumference of a circle, but I think you'll get by in life without that.
Yeah. Because even that, that is. But you say that, but obviously, like any tradesman often has to do stuff like that, and which is algebra. So you look at any tradesman, accountants, anyone that deals with any sort of wages and stuff like that. Like all these people that you're now saying, well, you don't need algebra, but all those people are going to use it.
I've never used algebra at work.
You have without
you
even
just don't
realising. Yes. You do, because it doesn't say X, Y, and Z in there, you're not looking at it as algebra. But it will be.
I mean, it's not. I don't see it as algebra.
You're finding quantities, you're either adding them or multiplying them, you're going to end up with a result. That is literally what algebra is.
Maths.
Yeah, algebra is maths.
Yeah, but not all of maths is algebra.
No. Like I said, simple maths, you might even do stuff and simplify it so that it is simple. I've only got to do this sum, and this sum. But then you're going to put those sums together. Well, I could literally write that as an algebraic equation.
But that's not how I'd work it out.
Yeah. But like I said, that doesn't stop it being algebra.
But it's not how you're taught it.
Like I said, because they can't teach it to you because...
But then it's irrelevant.
It isn't. Because like I said, there are so many ways of using algebra. So many ways. Even Excel and spreadsheets like that will use algebra. So it's handy to just know it. Especially for like formulating a sum. If you're using Excel. Well, I want to know what the quantity of this, this, and this is. You're going to have to put in what the quantity is. Or the X. So that it will find it. So knowing algebra is still handy.
I don't think it is.
You just...
How it's taught in school, I don't think you need it. Unless you're going to a field that requires it.
Yeah, like I said, but there are so many fields. Even, like I said, even just tradesmen. And there are loads of tradesmen.
What do you mean just tradesmen?
Huh?
What do you mean just tradesmen?
I'm just saying, like, that's just like a very basic example of where algebra is used. People probably don't even realise they're using it.
Okay.
So I think algebra is a worthwhile thing to learn.
Okay.
I'd be interested, actually, to see, not that it'll ever happen, but I'd be interested to see if people taught algebra, people not taught algebra, and then put in certain situations of mathematical things that they need to work out and see who comes out.
Yeah.
I'd find that very interesting to see because then, and if it comes out that, it's exactly the same, I'd be on your side about, like, are we even learning this? It's a total waste of time. But I feel like there's got to be a reason that they're teaching it.
Because I think it's just part of maths that people, it's the same reason, I'm trying to think of another math thing that people are going to not need.
I think Pythagoras theorem and stuff like that. Like, I've never needed to know the angle of a triangle.
No.
So that I totally agree with.
How to work out a right angle.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, that, for me, that's so specialist.
Circumference of a circle.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. But like I said, I think that one I get more because I feel there's lots of circles. Like, in so many different fields of stuff. Even if you're like an engineer or, if you work with space or, astrophysics or whatever. I think circles, but triangles, I don't think that's a big one.
No.
But hey, that's just me. I hope if you're out there working on triangles.
If you're building bridges.
Yeah, and then triangles are probably
Triangle is the strongest shape.
Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, maybe I'm wrong then. Yeah, maybe
It's all algebra. All of it.
Yeah, because you've got to
We've
find
gone
X.
on about maths for a long time.
That is a lot of
Yeah, that was a lot of algebra talk.
Yeah. So the next one is, do you think algebra is important in maths? Is language learning, and that is specifically what languages do you think are most important to learn?
I'd say a really important one, I would say, is English.
That is top notch. Top notch.
For me.
Yep.
And I would say Spanish would be the next one, I would say.
Really? That's a good answer. Spanish is one of the most spoken languages. Obviously, you can go like Mexico and all kinds of places, can't you, with Spanish? And
Well, I think French is the second most after English.
I mean, Chinese is number one.
Yeah, after English, I said. Is Chinese number one?
Yeah, well, it was last time I looked, which was about a year ago.
I thought English was number one.
What about who speaks French?
There's quite a lot of. There's some places in Africa that speak French.
Yeah.
There's Canadians speak French. French speak French.
Yeah.
It's like commonly spoken language, isn't it? And
What
like
language do
obviously
Argentina
French.
speak? Is that Spanish?
I don't know, mate. Why
That's not Spanish.
Argentinian?
Yeah, maybe it is. I can't think of a language.
Yeah. I mean, I think French is the next after English is French.
I think French is a lot of countries' second language as well, though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's what I think it's.
Because I think the reason English is so high is because it's so many countries' second language. And then I think French is the next one for a similar, because it's in Africa, it's in Canada, it's in Europe. It's,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Quite widely spoken.
I think French should be good. I think Spanish is. I do think that's probably slightly better, though. Just because.
I think I just prefer to learn Spanish.
Yeah, it's a beautiful language.
For the ladies.
Yeah. That married man there. Oh, you're not actually, are you? Yes, I said it.
All those Spanish women that I speak to.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't know one Spanish word. I was like, I
Don't know a Spanish word.
can't even think of one right now.
Hola,
I'm not.
¿cómo estás?
Hola, señorita. Just that's good. I'll take that. Actors. Any actors that you would recommend for people to see?
I wouldn't say recommend.
Just
I
quickly.
think.
Oh, sorry. But we did film suggestions last time. And I don't think I said one. But Prisoners on Netflix.
Well, funny you should say that. Because this goes off the back of you telling me about Prisoners
Oh,
on
God.
Netflix.
Yeah.
So, me and the missus were watching Prisoners the other day. And I said to her that I think a really underrated actor, and I don't really know why he's so underrated, because everything I've seen him in, he's been brilliant, is Jake Gyllenhaal.
I don't know if he's underrated.
So underrated.
Do you think?
Yeah.
He's in like loads of.
He's in a lot, but you don't hear a lot about him. Like when you go, really good actors, because I think he's a brilliant. Everything I've seen him in, he's played it to a T.
Yeah.
Like you don't go Jake Gyllenhaal. And my missus said something quite interesting. She said she thinks it's because he looks like a lot of other actors,
Yeah, maybe.
and he does. He's
Yeah.
like a very, I don't know, like Ryan Gosling / someone else /
Jared
someone
Leto
else. Do you know what I
slash
mean? Yeah,
blah,
like
blah,
he
yeah.
looks like a lot of other people.
So my thing of why I don't think he's very rated as highly as he probably should be as well is I think he never plays a part that's like the lead role in like an epic. He plays loads of really like Southpaw.
But I think he'd be brilliant as the lead role in an epic.
Oh no, I totally agree. And he plays the lead role in a lot of films.
What's the one that he does where he's the soldier in the cabin and he jumps back into someone's memory? He was the lead in that.
Crikey. Soldier in a cabin that jumps back in someone's memory.
Why can I not think of this?
God, I don't know.
He's essentially a soldier that's died, and they're keeping his body alive, and they keep putting him back into this person's memory.
No, I've never heard of this.
It's a brilliant film.
Oh, okay. Well, when you remember the name of it, let me know and I'll give that a watch. Do you know what else is in that I thought was really good?
What?
I want to call it The Translator, but it's not called that. The Interpreter.
I don't think I've seen it.
That's a new film out. I told you to watch it. I did recommend it to you. And it's about where he goes to war and obviously where he works with interpreters and stuff like that. And that's a great film. So I think Jake Gyllenhaal's a great recommendation for...
Yeah. I think he's a very, very good actor and very underrated.
Yeah, Southpaw, Prisoners, The Interpreter, whatever film you're thinking of.
I've just thought of it. It's Source Code.
What?
That's the film I was thinking
My God.
of.
Imagine if you had to Google that.
Oh, can you... I wouldn't even bother, mate.
Nah.
No one cares that much.
Steel Trap.
Steel Trap.
Yeah. I've definitely not even seen that, though. Not even heard of it, so
I don't know how it's
I'll put it on my list.
It's very good. Watch.
Well, can I hop on the back of your recommendation?
No.
Okay.
Brand new recommendation.
Yeah. I haven't really got anyone that's as good as that to recommend. That was a really good recommendation.
Well, fair.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to hop on that. Thanks, mate. Food. Any food that you'd recommend? I know it's broad. I'm going to recommend Five Guys. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So if you've not had a Five Guys, I would really suggest that you go and try one. Because
I agree.
It's super delicious.
I have had several people say to me, this burger is so good, it's better than Five Guys, you'll like it a lot more. Because I love Five Guys.
Yeah.
Every time I tried it, it's just not.
It's not as good, no.
Well, the most disappointing one was Jack suggested GBK. And he was like, yeah, it's better than Five Guys. I went there, mate.
Near.
And the annoying thing is, where we go there, GBK's one side, Five Guys is opposite.
Opposite it, yeah.
And I went to GBK and then was just looking at Five Guys while eating my shit burger.
Yeah.
Like
you
I
paid
could,
way
I
too
could
much
be
for.
there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Hot food. This is going to be my recommendation. Hot food is the best. Push yourself hot food wise because you miss out on a lot.
Food.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Right.
Just stuff cooked in an oven.
I know. I was like, that is really broad. That is so broad.
So cook a hot meal every so often.
You'll love it.
I'll just eat sandwiches.
Yeah.
No, like spicy food.
Right.
I think you miss out on a lot of food and scrumptious food if you do not eat any spicy food.
I just want you to know I'm taking this as a personal
You
attack.
should, because I've said this to you several times.
Yeah, well, I've tried.
Like to build up your spice tolerance, and it does work. Like it does work to build your spice tolerance. If you just have a little bit of spice, build it up.
So similar to you not believing in algebra, I don't believe in that.
All right, yeah, fine.
Yeah, I've tried.
Yeah, but spice is in everything. Yeah. There's still always a level of spice. Go on, mate. Go on. Tell me otherwise. There's always some sort of spice. Mild, that's a type of spice.
Yeah,
it's just mild spice.
Yeah, I agree mild is a mild spice.
Yeah, this is shit.
What I don't enjoy is pushing
Algebra.
beyond my... What I don't enjoy is pushing my spice threshold daily. I enjoy that so little, I'd rather not do it and enjoy bland foods.
So I enjoy that so little, I'd rather die.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be... Would you rather?
That's later.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't. I love a korma with peshwari naan.
Lovely.
And if someone's like, oh, have you tried the... Yeah, the really hot one. It's a hot one. A vindaloo. No.
The British hot one.
Yeah. No, and I'm fine thinking.
Many people in the comments going, not Vindaloo, eh, not?
Yeah.
Try a...
Rogan Josh. Is that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice, yeah. Yeah. Is that a hot one?
I don't know.
I don't know, I'm asking you like
It's
you're...
like I'm some sort of curry expert.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, that was so uncalled for.
Ouch.
That was... You know what, I kind of do want to make a joke and I had to, I'm sorry. Moving on.
All right. That was recommendations brought to you by Ryan.
And Gaz.
Colgate.
Colgate. I don't know. How was that the first thing that came to your head? Was Colgate?
In fact, the fact that we've got so many brands around us, and I just thought of Colgate.
That's mental.
I know.
That is actually mental. I want you to know that. Can I talk to you about something?
Yes.
So this is something that I saw earlier, and I wanted to talk to you about it on the podcast because
Okay.
when I read it, I was like, oh, that is so true. It's something that you do for other things, but when you do it for this, you'd sound mental if you said it. So when you walk into a room, there are certain things you can express that you feel.
Right.
So you could go, it's dark in here.
Yeah.
Or you could go, oh, it's peaceful in here. But if you comment on the lack of smell, mental. If you went, doesn't smell of anything in here. That would be mental.
That's really true.
Yeah. But that's the only thing you could talk about.
It smells in here, it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. It's the only thing if you mention the lack of,
yeah,
you'd be like, what a crazy thing to say. What a you
that is
like,
mental.
Yeah. It's the only thing that if you mention the lack of it.
It's just odd.
Yeah. And I really tried to think of scenarios.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of things now.
Yeah.
Lack of people. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Not many people in here.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, of all your senses, the lack of that is the weird one to say.
How strange.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone walked in a room and it doesn't taste of anything in here, I'd be like...
Yeah, that is a fair one, but I think
if someone said it tastes of something, I'd be like...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Any sort of taste in an open space.
Walked in a room. Tastes weird.
I'd be like, you need to seek some help. You know what I mean?
Don't talk to me.
Yeah. You say that to me anyway when I walk in a room.
True. Off the podcast, don't talk to me.
Yeah. Right. We save it all up for the podcast.
That's why I just come up with crap.
Yeah. Colgate.
I wanted to talk to you about Colgate.
It's still blowing my mind that you said that. Brought to you by Ryan. And Colgate.
And do you know what? The old Colgate adverts?
Yeah.
Where the 3 stripes were like flying through the air and then went onto the toothbrush. That's what was going through my head. The old Colgate adverts.
You worry me sometimes, you know
That's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
Colgate.
That is...
I also don't brush my teeth, so... It's weirder.
Oh, you Sensodyne, so that's just plain white.
You're basically being a racist.
Yeah. What? Hang on. That's taken a wild turn.
Right, Dad Talk.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do 3 questions on Dad Talk. One is kind of a basic, overarching.
Nice.
We'll go crazy after that. So the first, not really a question, but general checkup. How's Bubs?
Yeah, all good. We had a lovely weekend away. I got to spend lots of time with him. Went swimming again. Took him to the beach. He had a little walk in the sea. So he's doing 10 out of 10.
Smashing it.
He had his first fever last week as well, actually.
What's his first?
Fever. Yeah, which wasn't fun.
I thought you said FIFA. I was like, sorry?
No, fever. That's me with my sniffles.
Yeah.
I can't.
Played FIFA last week.
Yeah. He beat me. Yeah.
Is he okay now?
Yes. Yeah, he's wonderful now. How's your little one?
Yeah, good.
You do that every time. I hate it. Because it makes me feel like I'm oversharing.
No. It's just, I always ask you, and then just don't really have anything to say.
Cool.
Like, yeah,
right.
he's good.
Can you plan something next time?
Yeah, sorry. I'll get to it. We've done lots. I always think afterwards, like, oh no, we did do some.
Yeah.
I do things with my son.
Yeah. He's still under the stairs.
Yeah. What child?
Yeah.
All right, this is a bit of an overarching question, but quite interesting at the stage you're at currently. What do you think is the hardest part of your child raising experience?
Going to work.
So far.
With like, it comes to
with
me,
the child raising.
With the child.
Yeah.
So not like being absent from the child.
No.
Because that comes to mind immediately.
But like the part of child raising that you found the most difficult?
Probably realising that I'm a massive soft touch. Because it concerns me. Because obviously he's too young to really...
Yeah.
So, but I realised that I am wrapped around his little finger, and me and Becca have had... Because I was like, I'll probably be the disciplinarian. And I feel like when he starts to talk, I will be.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'm like, my God, that baby can do no wrong. And I'm like, that's a dangerous mindset to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm like...
that surprises me with you.
I know, me too. That's what I was like, but... Like this, when I got him from work today and he was playing with his nan, and as soon as I walk through the door, he just drops everything he's doing, like comes crawling over as quick as he can, like laughing noises. And I pick him up and I'm like, that's it. You can do no wrong.
What you want, mate.
Yeah, mate. Like, sure, we can throw paint at people outside. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and for me, like, I know it sounds a bit silly for me to say it's the hardest thing, but I do think, like, the idea of disciplining him
Yeah.
right now seems...
Yeah.
I really don't want to.
We're going to have to.
Oh, of course. Like, when the time comes, like... But I know I'm going to find that
He'll grow
super
to hate
difficult.
him,
Jesus Christ! Oh, God.
Are you joking?
Yeah, but Becca, like, because she'll be like no, and all that kind of stuff to him, and I'm only like no when it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the problem, not problem, but the issue is like he's not old enough to be naughty.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah. So everything he's doing is just either him exploring or, he's not at a stage where he's going to be cheeky or naughty on purpose. He's just...
yeah. But there are certain things
You're
he
like,
does that. Yeah, I know. There are certain things he does. I'm like, you shouldn't do that. Like, we've got a bottom drawer and it's just got onions in it. But we said to him no all the time, and he'll almost look at you and be like, and you're like, no, you shouldn't do that. But
And you're just like, go on then.
no, I'm like, go on. What are you, mate?
Get onion.
Yeah, like my tone as well,
Yeah.
because she's stern.
Yeah.
No, and I'm like, no, no. We just
Have you ever found yourself to switch up though? Yeah.
not yet. No, that's what I'm saying.
I think that'll change.
Yeah,
It would shock me if it didn't.
that's my thing. The thing of like, that's why the thing I'm going to find hard is when I suddenly realise I'm going to have to switch up,
Yeah.
and it's going to kill me to do it.
I think it will come naturally to you.
you think?
Yeah, I think not in a way of like screaming and shouting at
No,
him,
I know,
but like when it gets serious, I think you switch to serious mode and you go, no,
Yeah, that's
enough.
enough.
Enough now. Do you know what I mean? And I think that'll be quite natural to
Yeah,
do that,
I hope so, because
even for his safety. Like,
Yeah.
wandering to the edge of a cliff. No, like stop.
yeah. I think that's. I mean, for stuff like that, I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
it's a safety issue.
Yeah.
But the minute I'm like, he's a 10-month-old babe. What's he doing that's really that wrong? Like,
Actually, I could watch. You've seen the TikTok trend that went round a little while ago, that was sons telling their mums to shut up in front of the dads.
yeah,
How do you think you'd react in a situation like that?
I wouldn't be pleased.
Yeah.
I really want to teach him about respect for women, especially like his mum, and obviously things like that. So
Respect for all.
yes, yeah. But some people don't deserve it. So I do want
Respect for the deserved.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I do just want to kind of like, they're the things I want to get right. I think they're important. So yeah, I do want him to have real, like, if he ever on purpose, like in front of me, disrespected his mum, like I knew I'd have made a bad turn.
Yeah.
Like I knew at some point, I'm like, I definitely didn't.
I think you would instantly like protection for Becca would kick in.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it would be like, even though son, it's not going to be a case of he's not going to be violent or anything like that.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
you go instantly into protective mode, because I know I do it when he answers back to Jade and stuff like that. Instantly, I'm like,
Yeah.
who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, go and apologise now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And do as you're told. There's zero tolerance on anything like that.
Yeah, I think for me, like when you say stuff like that, it's like,
can't see
I
yourself
can't even.
doing
Like, I'm just like, I'll just look at this sweet little face now, and I'm like, he'll never do that. That's my problem. It's I'm like, he'll never ever misbehave. I'll never have to discipline him. He'll be perfect his whole life. And I'm like, I can't think like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I think that.
When the time comes.
Yeah, but that's at the moment the thing. I'm not finding any of it like hard.
Yeah.
I'm just really loving it.
Yeah.
So, but like, that's one of the things that concerns
Something you're going to
me.
struggle with.
Yes,
as
I
you
do
go
think.
on.
Yeah, I will. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. I will.
Yeah.
So
That's fair. It's good.
yeah, we can. Well, I mean,
Not what I expected, which is great.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't one of your typical, he wakes up at night, he does this, he does that.
I love it.
I mean, yeah.
I've got no issue when he gets up at 2 a.m.
I used to love it.
Let's go and sit in the front room
Yeah.
and play for an hour before you go. Put you back to bed and.
When he now, like occasionally he'll come and sleep in our room, or I'll come home from work and he's in our bed already. Like he sneaks into the bed, like when I'm not home.
Yeah.
And I'll just come home and he's lying in my bed. And if he wakes up when I get into bed, like we play.
Yeah.
And quite often, Jade's like, "Can you two just go to sleep?" And then
Yeah.
we're like,
Yeah.
like school kids, like proper
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, you're in
We've
trouble.
been told off.
Yeah. That's cool. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I try. I see. I mean, I know you're the same. We watch loads of stuff online about people saying like, enjoy these things because they'll be gone before you know it.
Absolutely.
And I really think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, there'll be a time where he'll be in his own bed and I'll never see him, and that'll be that. And
you got a few years yet. So.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean I want him to not be cherished. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course, yeah, absolutely.
As and hearing like the things you do and that, and I think like I don't want to sway from that. So
okay. If you had a second child, is there anything that you can think of now that you would do differently, or do you think I'm not trying to give you like a big head and go like everything I've done is perfect. But is there anything you look at and go, actually, I could probably have done this and it would have been a bit better?
I think where I find that quite, because where you learn so much as you go, I think that's the thing. Like, for example, Atlas hated being swaddled. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't try and do that again. And because if the new baby likes that, type thing. But I think that's the thing that makes it difficult. And I think, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, that where parents fall down, but they do the same thing with the next child.
Expect it to work.
Yeah. So I don't think I would go in with that attitude.
Yeah, but I think it's difficult not to fall into the old tricks that have worked.
Yeah.
But I think don't expect them to work, I think is an important.
That's what I mean, yeah. Oh, because, from what I read, who really knows, but swaddling's meant to be really good for babies.
Yeah.
So I would still want to try. But like Atlas from birth hated it. Like we would swaddle him from like day 2 and he'd cry. We'd take it off and he'd be fine.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, well that's probably the end of that. And then even now, like if you put him to bed, he kicks covers off.
Yeah.
Can't put blankets on him. Takes clothes off.
Yeah.
So, that's him. But again, that's not to say I wouldn't. So in terms of saying, like, would I do anything differently? In theory, I'd do everything differently.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Of course,
like it would kind of depend on that child. But I guess on more of like something that would work individually for that question, I think food-wise, I think that's probably something I would do differently. Because we did a lot of pouches and things like that. And I think I would like to try and like make his food, like his or hers.
Okay.
Like get a food processor and like blend stuff up and be a bit more specific with stuff. Because Atlas only eats sweet stuff.
Yeah.
It's like his father. And so when we try and give him vegetables, doesn't really want to know. He eats what we eat now.
Yeah.
Like we can't feed him baby food, doesn't want it.
No.
So, like for example, where I had Domino's pizza today, I give him the meatballs, like because he won't eat. Like, don't get me wrong, that wasn't his meal.
Yeah.
But like I always feed. So he had pasta, that was his dinner. But he would always come up to whatever I'm eating
and have some.
And I'll just give him the meatballs off the top and stuff like that. But just to be clear, he didn't just give him meatballs.
I had a pizza and he had the meatballs off the top, and I was happy.
That was it. That's all he got. Meat for dinner. No, he had pasta and things like that. But yeah, I think that's the one thing I'd like to try differently, to try and introduce vegetables early on and not have a little sweet addict.
Okay. Is there anything that you wouldn't want your son to get into as he gets older, or anything that you would make an effort to prevent? And I don't mean really obvious stuff like crime and drugs and, do you know what I mean? Like, but anything that you'd make an effort to prevent happening.
Politics. I think if I could sway him from doing that,
really?
I would. Yeah.
If he came home one day and was like, I'd love to be a politician, Dad.
Yeah, I would sway him.
Really?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Oh, why?
Like if he was passionate about it, then I would support it. But the initial, I'd be like, there's lots of other things you could do. I just think politicians is hiding to nothing, for one. Like, and for two, I want him to, I know it's controversial here, I want him to have a broader mind. I don't want him to be like,
okay,
I'm left wing, like, this is what
no matter what happens, I'm following this mindset.
I don't want him to be like that. I want him to be more liberal with his decision making and choices and stuff like that. And he might choose a side and he fully believes in it. And that's fair enough as well. But
I'm a massive racist.
I would steer him
really right
from
wing.
racism
Really
as well.
right
Yeah,
wing.
yeah. Just I wouldn't say that actually, but yeah, like yeah. So yeah, there's all that kind
I
of
want
stuff.
to be a politician.
I'll just be like, no.
Please, can
Yes,
you?
have you looked at being an accountant? Doctors are doing really well. I mean, like, 'cause that-
Just become a cab driver.
yeah,
please.
yeah. I think without overly thinking about that question, I think that's something that does spring to mind quite quickly.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't want him to.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think you expected me to say that, did
No,
you?
not at all.
Nah.
No.
What
I mean, a
about
lot
you?
of people would be like, if their child got into politics, would be like, yeah, great, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's in this intelligent field. I can see why. And now I think now you've said, like, you wouldn't want him to be, like, narrow-minded into one way of thinking just because a political party or his political
Agenda.
affiliation goes that way. Like, yeah, makes complete sense. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Um,
Because that's quite a hard question, actually.
yeah. I think the massive thing I would want to discourage would be him kind of being a layabout. Yeah, not even like crime or drugs or anything like that. But if I just saw that he was doing nothing,
Yes.
like I would heavily be like, you got to do something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Bone
mean?
idol.
Yeah, like just, or making excuses for himself in certain ways. I would heavily,
Yeah, massively.
I'd be like, you need to push your mind to something else because, and change. I wouldn't want his attitude to have like, I would hate for him to have a woe is me attitude.
oh, goodness.
That would do my head in.
Yeah.
And I would have to push him out of that.
Do you know what? I've fallen into the trap that I was talking about earlier, though.
What?
Is I can't see how it's doing anything wrong. So I've picked something that's like,
Yeah,
discourage him from something that's actually like a.
Yeah.
Because I just.
No, but it's a really interesting thing to not want him to do.
Yeah, but like I'm like at the
This would
layabout.
never.
No, do you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. I'm falling into my own trap.
What would be wrong with him is if he really achieved to be a politician. If he was going to be a doctor,
Oh, goodness.
I wouldn't want him to be this kind of doctor.
Oh, that's exactly how bad that sounds. When you said be a layabout, I was like, oh my God. Of course. Of course I wouldn't want him to be lazy. That's so bad.
But yeah, I think I really want to discourage him from the victim mentality. I hate it. I can't stand the being of it, and if it's everyone else's fault and blah blah blah. I want to really encourage him to kind of be like, no matter what happens, this is something I have to solve.
Yeah. I have to say, all credit to you though. You are probably the person I know who is the least like that. I don't think I know anyone that is as. Even if I say to you about problems, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that this week's bad. Yeah, well, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard you really throw your toys out the pram about situations and stuff. So he's got good guidance for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
just have to hope his mum don't rub off on him.
Yeah.
Fucking victim.
Ow! Jesus Christ! I didn't even know where to look. I didn't know what to do with that. Fuck me.
I love you.
She ain't watching it anyway.
No,
I'm gonna just crop that clip and send it to her. Fucking
It's a
victim.
real.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, no, she's not really.
We're gonna end it there.
Next podcast. So I'm single.
Yeah, after that fucking charade.
Last one.
Oh, there's another one. Cool.
So, from your generation and past generations, and this generation coming up, and how you can see it kind of going,
Yeah.
is there anything you like or dislike about the generation now in comparison to how either you were brought up or anything that you see as like a good advancement
Change.
or,
Yeah. So one of the things I'm really glad to see the back of is physically, hitting children and stuff like that. Like, if there is a change that I would love to see continue, it would be that. So I know this whole like snowflakes, blah blah blah, but I don't think you have to hit a child to raise a child tough.
Do you see a difference between spanking and hitting?
I do, but I don't think I'll ever lay a finger on Atlas. I just won't.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I think he's going to end up soft because I didn't. Like I say, I think there are many other ways. I just think it's a child.
Yeah.
You're a full adult.
Yeah.
In my mind, it is just.
Yeah, but I don't think the. And this is neither confirming nor denying whether I will spank Elijah. I haven't to current, but we'll see. I don't think the intention is to hit them as hard as you can in spanking.
Yeah, for you maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But some people take it way too far.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So the more it deteriorates, the better, in my opinion. Because people do it in temper a lot of the time.
Yeah, I don't think that can be.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's where spanking normally comes from. They've been naughty. You're annoyed. They get a spanking. You know, we've gone from, belts and all kinds of things to just been spanking to can't leave a mark to, you know what I mean? It's going down and down and down, which is a good.
I do sometimes look at kids and be like, you could do with a beating.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, they could just do with any form of discipline.
Yeah.
A naughty step would probably do the trick.
Yeah.
You know? It doesn't have to require physical contact. That's my view on it with a 10-month-old.
I think it's a thin line. I think it's a difficult line to tread.
Yeah.
In terms of like it being too much, or like when you get to that, or if you get to that point, should I say, like with it becoming too much or too regular, or doing it for the wrong thing. Like they spilt a drink, get a spanking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely
like
not.
I think if you're going to spank, it sounds so weird when I say spank, but I want to differentiate between smacking and spanking.
No, I agree, yeah.
Because I think obviously beating your children is wrong.
Yes, I fully understand your meaning in it, yeah.
So like spanking should be a last resort punishment. You've done something bad.
Yeah.
This is and it should never become a norm of you've just done something wrong, so I'm going to spank you.
That's fair.
Like
I can out and out say I will never spank Atlas. Like I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Like
I at the moment can't envision spanking Elijah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think it'll ever be necessary. He's, but I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah.
I know my missus would. If my missus found out I had spanked Elijah at any point in his life, she'd go ape shit.
Oh, really?
Because she would be very against it.
Yeah, when you said she would, I wasn't sure if you meant she would spank.
No. She would be very, very against it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of an opinion of I wouldn't rule it out because it's not something I would be like. If it was a very last resort, I would never, ever, ever do it. Because if there was a way that I couldn't get him under control for whatever reason, do you know what I mean? And I was like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
Like, obviously I would avoid it at all costs, but I would never rule it out as a last resort. Like if he needed a smack, then spank. Then
but do you think because obviously what you're saying is if he needed I don't think it'll ever come to needing physical.
Right. It's an extreme situation.
Yeah.
Here, but for example, if you came home, maybe he's 14, for example.
Yeah.
And he smacked his mum. And yet again, I'm saying this is an extreme example.
That's a tough one because they're 14. I don't even know if I can answer that, honestly. Because I can't even...
I would beat him.
Well, that's the thing. Like, because you're 14. That's not... I think we've moved well off spanking at that point. They're...
Okay, yeah, no, all right. Okay. I didn't know what you meant by 14. Yeah, okay. 10.
Like, I'm not going to put him over my knee.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No. But as in, like, you're saying you would never, like, hit him or spank him or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, if I came home and Elijah had hit his mum in, like, a malicious way.
Yeah.
Okay, should we say, like, rather than looking at age, like, he's old enough to know. So 8 or 9 onwards, I would say, and he's hit his mum in a malicious way, he'd get a beating.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Like, there is zero acceptable reason, unless she's battering him for whatever reason, which I knew she wouldn't do. But
well, I mean, I hit my mum when I was about 7 or 8. I was the only one of my siblings that did that. And I didn't get any beating for it or anything. But I learned to never do it again. I didn't require a beating. So that's kind of why I'm like, I don't think it's needed.
Don't know.
Like, and I got smacked. Like, that sounds, but like, rarely.
Yeah.
But I was smacked as a kid for things that I did, but not for that. Like,
What, out of interest, if you want to talk about it, what happened in that situation?
well, I was just, like in terms of like, the thing is, discipline in my house, what was used very well was like, everything downstairs was fun. Like, I lived in a fun household.
Yeah.
But that was all stripped from me.
Okay.
So, like, I was sent to my room and I had to stay there. And then when I came down, I ate dinner and I went straight back up.
Okay.
Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and then came down and then mum would come up, tell me what I did wrong. My mum was very good at listening to everything I had to say as well. So she didn't talk over me when she was disciplining me. So she would discipline me, and if I said, but she'd be like, she'd listen. She would stop speaking, listen to what I had to say, and then tell me why I was completely wrong. Do you know what I mean? So, because I'm a child.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But by the end of it, I knew I was very sorry for what I did, and I knew that it was entirely wrong.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. But I got a smack for things when I went too far with behaviour. So if I was misbehaving and my mum said, stop,
Yeah.
and now I may have done something dangerous,
Yeah.
then I'd get a smack.
Okay.
But like I say, that was rare.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, I was smacked all the time, Probably count it, 10 times maybe in my entire childhood or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So that was how smacks were given out in my house. You know what I mean? So yeah, like, but I think that's almost why my opinion. My dad, I think, only smacked me once.
Okay.
I
remember you saying, your mum was the disciplinarian, wasn't she? So,
yeah. So yeah, that's how it was. But that's also kind of what drives me to think I don't need to.
Yeah.
It never. All the discipline when I grew up that was best didn't involve physical contact. And that, I think, that might be why I think, because I see a lot of things.
Teaching me things, Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Maybe don't punch him straight away.
Yeah, just.
Gaz and Ryan is making sense.
Yeah. And I pull out my sword.
Yeah, I think, like, in my head, the only times I can, like, be like, I would definitely would be if he was, like, maliciously violent towards his mum.
Yeah.
Or, see, I don't know. I don't think I'd smack him. If I was going to say maliciously violent towards me, but I don't think I would smack him in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I would make sure he knew that he wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, I'd restrain him, like, and make sure he knew about it. I don't think I'd smack him in that situation if he, like, was physically violent towards me. Yeah, I think attacking his mum's the only thing I would think
that you would warrant
that would push me to do that. And I can think now in my head with zero issue, I would beat him.
Yeah.
Like, he would get a hiding.
Yeah, that's look, do you know what I mean? That's fair enough in itself. That's a serious problem.
That's from 5 onwards.
Yeah. It's days and numbers. But yeah, no, I honestly, I just don't think I will.
That's fair.
And obviously, which I know, for you, it won't really ever get to that point. We can only hope. But, I don't think once I hit a certain age, I would even consider.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
And I'm, hopefully I'm bringing him up with that in mind.
Yeah.
You would never touch your mum ever.
Yeah.
But, you hear about these stories it's like, I don't know how I would
respond to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get you're bringing up a very extreme situation.
Oh, yeah.
But
just trying to get you to say you did him. That's all I want.
I'm trying to get us cancelled, boy. What do you think I'm doing here?
Just say you're going to hit your kid, all right? That's it.
I really can't see it happening.
Yeah.
Like, even on that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
But I don't know if Becca would. I'm going to ask her.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think she would smack him.
Do you?
I do. Or spank him.
How would you feel if she did?
Not pleased. But we're a very different, like, heads. Like, I think we've even had little discussions about when it comes to disciplining Atlas. I've even said to her, like, if you think you're too hot-headed for a situation, say to him, when your dad gets home, I don't mind that at all. Like, and I'll discipline him in that situation because I don't want him to be. I mean, I don't ever want a child to feel threatened in their own home.
No.
And I think the threat of me coming home doesn't warrant a beating. He's not going to think, shit, my dad's going to come home and take his belt off. And that's not what it's going to be. He's going to be like, oh, my dad's going to come home and I'm not going to be able to play the Xbox tonight. And do you know what I mean? That might be what it is or whatever.
It's a really interesting thing you just said. I don't want my child to feel threatened in their own home. Not thought of it like that.
Yeah. To me, that's a real concern.
Yeah, because I would always want the home to be where he feels safe and he feels, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the same token, I don't think...
Doesn't mean he can be lawless.
Yeah, one smacking would be the difference between him feeling safe and not safe.
Yeah.
I just think it would show him that's the limit. Like, there is no way you will do that again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But, that's not to say that, as you've just said, a smacking would create a hostile home space for him. But just because not being funny, if you're going to talk about relationships, my partner, I don't ever want them to think, I'm home, I'm going to feel abused or manipulated or...
Oh, of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But, that runs down, you know? Same for my kids. I don't want them to ever feel that way. And I don't want them to think, my dad, who's 6 foot bloke, is going to come home and...
batter me,
Yeah. Or that there's any chance of it, So that for me, that's one thing that I guess I think about quite a lot.
Yeah.
So
I never thought of it like that.
But on the flip side of what we're talking about as well, in terms of generational, which was the original question. Yep. After we've just talked about battering our children for long enough, one thing I'm not looking forward to is, and controversially once again, is how can I word this? I think what I'm gonna delve into here, but it's the whole offence thing. How easily everyone takes offence to things, and people are creating ways to be offended.
Yep.
And it's such a minefield out there now to know what's okay to say, what's not okay to say, what's okay one day then isn't the next.
It's almost like a competition to see who can be offended the most.
Oh yeah.
And I completely agree. I hate that.
That's a whirlwind.
I hate that
right there of who knows.
Yeah, but I think that feeds into the whole victimhood thing.
It does, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's a victim. Oh my god, you said that and that hurt my feelings. So
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Your
I was watching something today.
Are okay to be hurt.
Yeah, 2,000 people complained because someone said the F word on a show.
It's just mental.
I was like, what is all you got to do with your life?
Yeah, literally.
Like, come on.
Literally.
I wouldn't complain about anything I saw on the telly. I thought, well, that's a bit crap.
Well, there's a comedy sketch someone does. It's quite famous. I was going to say it's Ricky Gervais, but I don't think it is. Where he talks about being offended.
It's Ricky Gervais.
And he's like, oh, but then what happens? And he's like, well, that's it. You're just offended.
It's Ricky Gervais, yeah.
That's it. Yeah. There's nothing,
I love that sketch.
Yeah. And it's...
Yeah. Nothing changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're just offended. Yeah. You're just offended. That's all.
Can't control your own emotion. Because that's all offence is.
Yeah.
It's an emotion. It's like you can't even... Don't get me wrong. If someone's maliciously out there trying to offend you specifically...
Yeah.
Fine.
I think there's a difference between knowing when someone's trying to offend you and trying to find offence in something.
Oh, that's really brilliantly worded. Yeah, that is exactly what it is.
You're attempting to search for something to offend you. It's an issue. Just grow up.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world.
I'm gonna say something controversial once again. What I feel, So my thing with pronouns and stuff like that is I don't mind.
Yeah.
If you suddenly said to me, I'm this and this, right? Why do I have to adhere to all these different ways of doing it?
Yeah.
Why can't you adhere to my way of doing it? Why is my way now wrong?
Yeah.
That there are two genders?
Yeah.
Why is that now wrong?
I think playing devil's advocate on that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Is for example, if I said to you, I'd like to be referred to as this, you knowing that and purposely going against that is what's offensive in that situation. So if I said to you, I'd like to be referred to as a she from now on, I'd like to identify as a woman, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you were like, okay, he said, do you know what I mean? It's like, well, I've just said to you that I'm a she now. You know, obviously, if you've got some big thing against it or whatever, then it would require another discussion. Do you know what I mean? But if you were like, oh, okay, yeah, great. He said this, then.
So that I definitely get.
Yeah.
Like, you've had a one-on-one personal discussion.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it's more the they-them thing for me. Like, non-binary and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why am I now having to adhere to the fact that there's more than one gender, or more than two genders? There's definitely more than one. So, like, why is it if I don't choose to live that way, am I the problem? That's the bit that I can't get on board with.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but more to what we're saying, that's the minefield that Atlas is going to be involved with.
Yeah.
He might do a job interview and be like, is it Miss or Mrs? And they're like, oh God, no, it's some new non-gendered.
I think a difference with that is also if someone takes offence thinking you should know when why should you know?
But that's it.
Yeah. Like, there was a video up where, you know, he asked for what they identify as, and then they got offended because they were like, are you serious? And then he's like, well, how do I know what to call you?
I've seen that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, like, it's ridiculous, blah, blah. And like, they get offended by every single comment he makes. Like, he calls them one gender, they get offended. He calls them another gender, he gets offended. He asks what they identify as, and they get offended by that. And it's like, well, you know, how much? Number one, if you present as a certain sex, that's what I'm going to instantly refer to you as. But then if you then get offended because I didn't refer to you as a they, them, for example, and I had no idea, how can you be offended by that?
Like, what are you? How can you know?
You know, you can't walk up to everyone and be like, what's your pronouns? Hi. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because, you know, as we're on this topic, I feel like I'd be offended if you came up to me and asked my pronouns. I'd be like, isn't it obvious?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm offended that you can't look at me and be like, hey, that's a man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So that's, you know, I could, if I wanted to, be like, are you kidding? You know, so but where do you draw the line? I have to adhere to their way.
If someone came up to you and was like, it kept calling you she and referring to you as a female, you'd be offended. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've been raw. I'd just be like, I'm a guy. Generally. Like, I wouldn't be literally offended.
Yeah, but then if you went, I'm a guy, and they were like, oh yeah, this lady would like, you'd be like, the fuck are you doing? I've just told you I'm a guy.
Yeah, but the other side, like, wouldn't you just brush that off, or would you be like?
It depends how in your face they were. Yeah, I mean, I personally would brush it. I'd be
that's
like,
what I mean.
The fuck are you talking about?
Like whatever.
I think there was an issue with that.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Clearly, he's not getting this. But,
yeah.
But like, if they were constantly around going she, I'd be like, bro, the fuck are you talking about? Like, it would get to that point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's such a difficult. That's a minefield, though. But that's what. So this conversation we're having right now is exactly the issue why I'm concerned for Atlas moving into that. You know, and if Atlas turns out gay, bisexual, one day he does want to, you know, transition to a woman, like all these things, fine. I don't care as long as it's right for him. I'm not bothered at all. But I don't want him to succumb to criticism or feel like he's upset that he's offended someone or on just normal things.
You're walking on eggshells.
I don't want him to live like that.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want.
But I think that's essentially where the world's going.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's got to walk on eggshells because you never know.
You just don't. Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, like, you know.
I mean, this might not even been the pod because I don't know whether it'll offend someone. So
yeah. The problem is it's such an interesting...
Yeah, it's a massively interesting thing, but it's difficult to talk about without someone finding some sort of offence within what you've said.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to explain as well, in a lot of this, we just play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So, like, when I was saying earlier about the why should I adhere to...
Yeah.
I don't really care.
No. Yeah.
But I'm going to ask a question.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Like, I don't want anyone to be like, I can't believe Ryan thinks that way. I don't really care. Do what you want. But I just want to make it clear that a lot of this is us just chit-chatting,
just spitballing,
playing that kind of... But I do feel that way how I feel about Atlas being brought up in that environment.
Yeah.
It's a hard environment.
It's hard to navigate, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had an interesting conversation with a friend of mine the other day about them teaching in schools about transgenders and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's a whole...
And one of the interests that they said to me that, I wouldn't want, that's not their right to teach them. I was like, of course it is. Like, of course it's their right to teach them. I was like, that's where they learn. Like, they've got to teach them about life and stuff like that. It was like, yeah, but they don't need to. And I said, no. I said, we've got to understand there's a difference between teaching someone what something is and forcing something upon them and saying, you are this.
Pushing an agenda.
Pushing an agenda, yes. Good. Thank you for that. There's a massive difference. Like, I want the school to prepare my son, and obviously myself as well, but like, for everything that's out there. And whether we like it or not, whether, I said to him, whether you like it or not, that is out there. It's a big thing now.
Yeah.
And do you want your children to go into the world not knowing about it and all of a sudden being hit in the face by like, what is this? Do you know what I mean? Like, no, you want them to be prepared and you want them to, form their own opinions and develop their own feelings or whatever they're going to do towards it. Again, it's the difference between, forcing a agenda and putting things in your child's head and just teaching them. They should learn about everything.
Yeah. I think a really great example to further prove your point is I learned about all religions at school.
Yeah.
I'm not religious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were just taught to me.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's a great example, yeah.
Yeah. No one was like, this religion, you should be that.
Yeah.
It was just, hey, there's this religion, this is what it does. That's what they learn.
It was kind of Christianish.
My school was a Church of England school, but that wasn't even pushed on me.
Because like we did a prayer in assemblies and stuff like that and said the Lord's Prayer. And, it's a very Christian thing. Like a lot of stuff we did at school, thinking about it. Although it didn't make me go, I must be this,
I think that's the thing is no one preached to me I had to believe in God.
Yes.
We did prayers and we did that, but no one was like, you believe in God.
Yeah.
God is your saviour, like this. No one did that. So although we did prayers, I didn't even know what we're doing them for, really. I was just like, the prayer was very much, thank you for this food. And I thought that was like a nice... I didn't think I was saying it to God. Do you know what I mean? So I guess that was the thing about my school. But I'm so pro that, though. So pro having that choice to be religious, to make your own mind up, learn about it, and then that's why would you voting.
I kind of see it as limiting your child. Why would you limit your child to such a narrow-minded way of thinking when they can be open to everything that's out there, know about everything? It's the same reason I think everyone should try everything once.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, try it. If you don't know if you don't like something until you try it. So just try everything once. If you don't like it, fair.
And educate yourself.
Yeah. But like, you should be open to receiving ideas and stuff like that. And this is the thing. Like, a lot of places now and people are not. They're so narrow-minded in their thinking and stuff. They're not even open to hearing an idea, let alone changing opinion on something. It's like it's set in stone.
Yeah, I like to think I'm quite, I want to say lucid with my opinions. I feel like if someone puts an opinion at me and they hit me with some decent logic and stuff, I'll be like, yeah fair enough. Yeah, I can go for that. I talk about religion stuff quite a lot with people.
Yeah.
Because I've been ignorant to it for a long time.
Yeah.
But now I'm quite interested in why people are religious and stuff like that, because it makes no sense to me.
No.
But rather than having just that opinion, I'm like, well, why do you believe in that? Yeah. Like, what is the... and I've even said to people, like, do you not think it's a shame that you were born into that and didn't choose it yourself? And because I'm curious. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Yeah.
But I want to know.
Yeah.
A lot of time people are like, no, I'm grateful because, I've been able to, follow this path. And I'm like, but wouldn't it be better to choose your path? But to me, that's always the crux in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's great that your parents forced you, essentially, to believe in that. But wouldn't you have liked it if naturally you came to that? Wouldn't that have been a better path? Like, if I ever believe in God, I'll be like, well, of course I do, because I came to this. It was forced upon me. I didn't blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And I just think that's, whether that's controversial as well, I don't know. But, that's just how I view that, I guess. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not damning it, but that's just how I view it.
Fair. Well, that's the end of Dad Talk.
Yeah, quite, that went on.
Yeah, that went-
unbelievable tangents.
Yeah, massively. But essentially you're going to raise Atlas to be a racist homophobe. So that's interesting to know.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to raise children.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
Clipped it.
You weren't expecting
Clipped it, released.
It's out there. It's out there. Yeah, so, that's just the... I don't know how you come to that conclusion, but essentially he's going to be a pampered princess. That's what he's going to be, mate.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to be.
Yeah.
Would you rather?
Jesus, yeah.
Would you rather be married to someone good-looking who doesn't think you're attractive, or be married to someone ugly who thinks you're gorgeous?
Do they like my personality?
So, both. I'm going to go with both.
I like my personality.
Yeah.
Because obviously the other person's got to be with me for a reason.
Yeah.
How often are they going to tell me that they don't think I'm good looking?
Yeah, I think it's normal life, isn't it? So, like...
So are they going to tell me regularly? Like, they'll be like, I just don't think you're attractive.
But if
You're
it ever
a really
comes
nice
up,
guy, though.
you know, like, then how often do you call your missus beautiful or whatever? Do you
All
know
the
what I mean?
time, but she doesn't call me beautiful much.
Maybe you're already in that relationship, mate.
Possible.
I just feel like, you know, basically you just know they don't find you attractive.
The thing was this. I'd like to apologise for the next part of this. We had an issue with the audio recording, and unfortunately, we've had to go with a lesser form of audio. So, enjoy the content, not the quality. Love you. Yeah, the thing is with men, and I think a lot of men can probably relate, is that men don't often get compliments on how they look.
Yeah.
It's often either stuff they do. I mean, men don't get compliments, really.
Got to be honest with you, I'm very lucky.
Oh, compliments all the time.
Yeah, my missus does.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she does.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Yeah, I know, yeah. She'll often say to me, like, "Hey, that looks really nice on you," or, you know,
Oh, yeah.
hair looks nice, or
Yeah.
she will compliment me.
Okay. But yeah, I think men as a whole, as a sex,
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely.
don't get a lot of compliments. Like, it's not encouraged to compliment men, really.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I think I'd probably live with an attractive missus that didn't find me attractive.
Even though, like, you knew she didn't find you attractive.
Yeah.
Almost that'd hurt me a little bit.
It would hurt me. Yeah, definitely.
But you live with it.
I mean, yeah, I think. I mean, what's the worst? She likes my personality. Do you know what I mean? Fine. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Fair enough, yeah. Fair enough answer. Tough on that, I thought.
I just don't want an ugly bird, do I?
No, yeah. I'm just shallow.
Yeah. I watched Shallow Hal today, actually.
Did you? Yeah. That's a bit weird.
Yeah, I did, yeah. That's
That's almost perfectly suited for that question.
literally, yeah. Yeah. There's a bit in it that's a lot more emotional than I remember. Which is, have you seen it?
Yeah.
So you know when he's obviously can now see people as they are, and he goes to the hospital to see, I can't remember, Marjorie or whatever her name is, and then the little kid comes out and she's like, oh, how, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, how do you know my name? And she's like, it's me, blah, blah. And he looks up and it's like the burns unit and looks down and it's, bro, I was like, oh.
I know, yeah, that's rough. That bit,
like, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like,
who thought of that scene?
I know. Like, in the middle of this comedic film. Like,
who's like, we'll have a Burns kid. You know what I mean? I was like, God, brutal.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Whoever pitched that was bold.
100%. I mean, not bold, but like completely changing the outlook.
Yeah, the tone of the film.
Yeah, like, yeah. That bit was like proper, God.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna try and match your energy.
Yeah, I know. I'm shallow too.
Would you rather tell your partner you're having an affair, or have them tell you that they're having an affair?
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Have them tell me they're having an affair.
Really?
Without going into too much detail, that way around.
God.
Yeah.
Have them tell you. Oh, that's awful.
Bro, both of those are awful.
I mean, yeah. Jesus.
Imagine trying to... The thing is, I want you to get in the head of, you're about to sit down the person you love and shatter them. You're going to do that.
Yeah.
Now, are you capable of it?
No, I never tell my missus when I cheat.
Yeah, well, there you go, you know what I mean? No, bro, you're going to be single next week for sure. For sure.
This is how I figure out whether she's watching it or not.
Yeah, I know, just slate her.
If we ever have a conversation, she goes, "The fuck was this?" I'm like, that's all I'm going to do is be like, "You do watch the podcast."
Yeah. Thursday, you're going to get home from work and stood at your front door.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right, is it?
Bags in hand.
Oh, is that right, is it?
Out you go, sunshine.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
I'll just smack her.
Yeah, but, oh no, sorry. But yeah, it was to, I'll really get ready to answer the rest of the question, yeah. But I think that's the bit of that, is shattering that person.
Mm.
Like, and I know, people have done it, and anyone who's done that will probably choose to be shattered themselves.
Yeah.
Because I think if you've done that once, doing that twice is...
Yeah, I suppose it only kind of works if you really care about that person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just an arsehole.
Yeah, if you can pull that one off and walk away from it and be like, she'll get over it. I think you're a...
You probably don't care about us as much as you do.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, so...
Yeah, it's a bit horrific.
Also, it leaves it in my hand if I choose to forgive them or not.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'll think of all the... I'll think of it all, mate.
Jesus.
Yeah, I've got... The next play's in my hand.
Yeah.
And I think that's important as well.
Yeah.
So...
Doesn't leave you like wondering like, are we good?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like, what's going on? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, that was a good question. I think there's more dynamics to that than.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Only be able to wash twice a year, or check your phone once a day. Is that worded right?
Yeah. Jesus. I mean, whether I like it or not, I'd have to go with checking phone once a day.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Like, I would just...
Wash twice a year?
Bro, like, without being too gross, I sweat a lot.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't... Like, I've had times where I've gone, like, 3-4 days without washing.
Yeah.
And I've smelt myself, and I'm like... I mean, I've come into here with you at times and gone, bro, I stink.
Yeah.
Like, oh, couldn't I?
No, yeah.
There's only a certain...
You're lucky because, as we know, I've got very little sense of smell.
There's only a certain amount of smell that deodorant will cover up.
Ah, yeah, I agree.
And I think just couldn't.
Today's society.
God.
Bad body odour.
Yeah. I only be out twice a year.
Yeah. For about 3 days.
Yeah, that's it.
And then
I'm done.
back to...
And I'm moving very little in those 3 days.
Oh, God, yeah. Jesus, wait. Trying to make the most of them.
Yeah.
So if it's sunny, you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And picking the winter only to have my baths.
Yeah, that once a day looking at your phone, they make the most of it on a laptop.
I mean, what? On a technicality, if I look at it once and don't stop looking at it.
So I thought about this, I was going to time limit it, but then I come up with a whole, just get an iPad or a laptop and you can do almost everything on there anyway, so.
Yeah, I suppose.
I did cover that one myself.
It's a bit of a...
It's a loophole.
cheat one.
It is a cheat, yeah. I've given it to you, so.
Would you rather be the only person who speaks out of their butt, or be the only person who doesn't speak out of their butt?
Sake. I picked these for you. These good would you rathers. Thought provoking. And you're like, would you rather speak out of your butt?
And this is thought provoking. Or be the only person that doesn't speak out of your butt.
I don't know what you look. This is thought provoking. Hang on a bit, think about it.
Think about it. Just because butt's in there doesn't mean it's not serious.
Although I concur with you, I've got to be honest with you, I'd be the only person not speaking out of my butt.
So everyone in the world will speak to you out of their butt.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't want to speak out of mine.
You want people to speak out of theirs to you.
I don't want that. None of this is want. It's what do I want less? Not that.
This is what would you rather.
Yeah.
It's not what would you like?
Yeah. So I don't want to speak up my butt. Like imagine we're sitting doing the podcast now and I'm speaking up my butt.
But I mean the other option is I'm speaking out.
But everybody's doing it. So it's not weird. But if it's just me, it's weird.
Yeah, but then you become weird for speaking out of your mouth.
I'm alright with that.
Because people would probably see the mouth like the poo hole.
No, they wouldn't. So I knew you were going to do that. No, they wouldn't. Because the poo hole's still the poo hole. You didn't change that.
Well, you might puke instead of
No, you didn't change
that.
that.
It's the puke hole. Why
You're not doing this.
Puke hole?
You're You're not doing that.
Why is he talking out of his puke?
We're not doing that. Moving on. I pick my answer, you deal with it. Would you rather have blurry vision that glasses, laser vision can't cure? Or you only see in black and white? And you can't wear coloured glasses or anything like that.
So I would see things clearly, but it would be black and white.
Everything's black and white, yeah. And I'm not going to be like, the blur is the worst blur in the world, but it's
How blurry are we?
You know, if you do a little bit of cross-eyed, just a smidge. And like everything's got that one layer of blur to it. Like, I'm not like fucking frosted glass, but like I can see you from here, but you're blurry.
I think I would have to go black and white.
The things like driving and stuff.
Yeah, I just think functionally, I could do better. Like functionally in life, I could do better if I saw in black and white. However, missing the colour of things is
I know, yeah,
crazy.
it is.
But then what's going through my head is kind of like I would be able to see the colour of things, but it'd be blurry anyway.
Yeah, you would.
So like.
It's not a terrible blur, though.
Yeah, but it'd just be a mishmash of colours, like.
But that's what I'm saying. It isn't. It's not. The blur's not that bad. If you just do a tiny bit cross-eyed, I can still see the colour of everything. It's no problem.
All I can see is while editing this is me and you go.
It's fine. Yeah, that's going to be so stupid.
Yeah, not stupid, but just really offensive.
Yeah.
This is great, yeah.
Yeah. What's that way to?
Yeah, I just think, it would just be blurry colours. Like, I still wouldn't be able to... I think being able to see everything clearly, like the people and stuff like that and everything that's going on around you, be better than just being a blur of colours.
I think I'd pick black and white as well, so
yeah.
I do understand your point of logic there.
Okay, beautiful. My last one.
Here we go.
Would you rather kill a cow or butcher it afterwards?
Oh, that's actually good. Butcher it afterwards.
You wouldn't want to do the killing?
I don't honestly think I'd want to. How am I killing it, first of all? Can I ask that?
You can decide, but it can't be easy.
So I can't be in the next room and push a button?
No. You have to be there with it, and I would say use a tool, or I mean, I was going to say all bare hands, but how are you going to kill a cow with your bare
Can I
hands?
shoot it in the head? Because if I'm using a tool, I've got a freaking like sledgehammer at the head or something. Is it a cow?
I mean, you could use a knife.
I don't know if I could cut a cow.
You'll use a knife.
I wouldn't want to.
What, slice its throat?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying butcher it, because I don't want to slice its throat. Nah, pretend I didn't do that. I don't want to be doing gurgling noises to a cow. That's horrible. I take that back. So I'd butcher it, yeah. Because
You know, the butchering?
yeah,
I feel like I'd do the killing. Because I think like it'd be
Not
less
shocked.
work. Because I enjoy it.
yeah. I'm not even. When you said that, I was like, yeah, we all thought that.
This is actually...
No one's shocked.
This is not would you rather, this is would you like.
Yeah. This is.
As opposed
I'd
to...
like to kill a cow. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Brilliant.
I just feel like butchering's a lot of work, isn't it?
Because I'd like to learn while I'm butchering it.
Oh, here we go. Let's
I would.
Let's turn it into a teaching
Well, it
experience.
is. Everything's
Alright.
a teaching experience.
Alright, Mr.
Every day's a
Perfect.
school day.
Every day, everything's algebra.
Yeah. I could learn all about like positioning of like steak on its body and stuff like that. And
And you could figure out, you know, if how many legs it's got is X and how many heads it's got is Y.
oh.
You could minus and subtract.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Algebra and the cow.
Yeah, I'll be algebraiking out.
Kill it.
Nah, what you think you could just take? How would you feel about killing it?
Oh, so bad. I don't think I'd care. Genuinely. Like, there's nothing about me, like...
Would you hesitate? Would you just be like, yeah?
I mean, when you say hesitate, like, what do you mean?
So,
Like,
for
if
example-
someone went, you've got to kill this cow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'd be like, oh, do-do-do, and do-do-do, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, oh, well...
Just so you know, that's pretty much. Just so you're aware. That is pretty much that.
I think I wouldn't be hesitant because it's killing a cow.
Yeah.
I'd be hesitant because it's a new thing. Like I've not done it before.
Yeah.
So that's what
it's a skills problem.
This is a problem with am I doing it right? Or I don't think I can't.
I don't care about its life.
I can't sit here and envision an emotional issue with it, if that makes sense. I don't think I'd have any kind of like in my heart. I'd be like, oh, this poor cow, blah blah blah. I just don't think I'd be like. Yeah.
So, if this cow was it going to feed my family, blah blah blah, I wouldn't have really much of an emotional. Like if it was like, if you don't kill this, you're not going to eat. Yeah. No, I probably wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
However, if it's just a cow in a field, and someone gives me a knife and I'm like, kill that cow.
Yeah.
I feel like
you know it's going to get butchered.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
Because obviously the two options are kill it or butcher it afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But that's why I pick butchering.
Well, it's a good thing we're together, really.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
There's this cow here. One of you needs to kill it, one of you needs to butcher it. We know what we're picking.
You will, absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you'd be like, do.
Yeah, you think that'd be simple as just slashing its throat?
Alright. Don't get any further. Put a grenade on his ass. Alright, what are you going to say?
You think there's going to be things left to butcher?
Yeah. You got to find it over the field, mate.
I'll butcher it alive.
Yeah.
Why are we laughing at that? Why are we laughing at torturing an animal?
I'm laughing in disgust, alright? I'm doing that horrible awkward laugh where I don't know what else to do. Holding back tears. I've just sat here and told you I feel terrible.
No, you're just creasing at torturing it.
No, I'm not torturing it. I'm not torturing it.
I just got this. Oh no.
Me watching lolling.
Less work for me.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? No. No.
The problem is, there was no laughing before I said I'd butcher it alive. And then you burst into hysterics.
Yeah, well, because it's funny because it's not happening. It's not happening. This is an exaggerated joke.
Just to clarify, Ryan would judge me if I did that.
I would judge you.
Oh, God.
If you just killed it, no issue. If you enjoyed killing it, issue. Okay? If you are, so another one, I'd be like, that's an issue. Alright?
We need to talk.
Yeah. You can't enjoy this. Okay?
Just even pretend.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what's going on inside. Pretend you don't like it.
Yeah. Just.
For my sake.
Yeah, just.
Oh no.
Damn.
Poor baby.
Yeah, that's psychotic though, if you did enjoy it. I feel like that's like a gateway drug.
I don't think that's psychotic. Psychotic is if you feel no way about it.
Oh. So what is it?
I just think, there's something wrong with you. You enjoy pain.
Because it's not psychotic.
Huh? No, the psychotic is the absence of feeling.
That's the definition, is it?
Yeah, so like if you're psychotic, like essentially feeling nothing is a psychopath.
So it's worse than psychotic?
No.
If you enjoy killing a cow, that's definitely worse than psychotic. I'm sorry. That's worse than psychotic. Fucking, that was great. Like, that's not right.
No, I think...
Like, don't get me wrong, if you're out hunting, you kill a deer, it's a skill, you need its meat, that's different. You can enjoy the whole thing. I don't think you enjoy the killing of it.
Okay.
But if you're walking up to it with a knife, going, I can't wait to slice this thing up, that is worse than psychotic. To do it emotionless is better than doing that with feeling.
Yeah, but no, because emotionless is just nothingness. It's weird. Yeah. I think that's weirder.
I'm not saying it's not weird.
Liking it or not liking it, I think is less weird than having zero feeling on it.
Don't try and justify you enjoying killing a cow, okay?
I'm not saying I don't know how I'd feel about when I did it. There's nothing...
I don't think you feel anything, which is psychotic.
I know, I would feel something. Because I have a moral compass.
Yeah.
So I think I'd feel something. Yeah. But I can't see... I don't have an emotional link to that cow. So I'm like it's like killing someone I don't know.
Yeah.
Just... I don't have an emotional...
You'd be okay killing someone? Okay, let's delve into that. Guys, take a seat.
Okay,
take a seat, get comfortable. We've got a whole segment coming up now. We're going to delve into this.
No, okay.
Now, were you beaten as a child?
Alright, bad example.
Terrible example.
Yeah.
Terrible
No,
example.
I just meant there's no emotional link.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone was like... I don't know, I can't explain it.
Yeah.
This is the bad
Come on,
example.
tell me about it. I'm well into this now. This is my favourite bit we've done. Come on.
Thanks for watching.
You swine. Yeah, basically, if I didn't have an emotional link to a person, why would I mind killing them? Wow! Well, steady on there, guys. Wow!
Okay, it was a bad example. That's not... I just was trying to make you... I don't know what I was doing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I know it's 3:15 in the morning, but I'm not taking that as an excuse.
The dreams are coming out.
Yeah. So, at least I know you're not going to kill me, because you know me.
Yeah.
So I'm safe.
I like you.
If Gaz doesn't know you, maybe don't meet him.
No, it's not. Don't put me out to be some sort of weirdo.
You said it.
I know, but it's just a bad example. I was just trying to like the emotional link. So the way I was viewing it was like someone you loved versus someone you didn't. Like there's no emotional link there, so like there'd be no issue. Fuck you. Just fuck you, okay? I'm trying to explain it. You're not letting me.
The fact that we're talking about killing someone is what's making it hilarious. The fact, because it's not like, if I, pushed them or sort of whatever, do you know what I mean? Killing someone. There's no emotional link, Zip, done. That's what makes it so good. Because it's an animal, I get it, but because you brought people into it, I was like, oh shit.
Where's he gone?
Yeah.
Where's he going with this?
Yeah. I let you talk about it.
And that's why you went, explain.
Yeah. Please further that point, because fuck me, that is wild.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Alright. Guys.
Just to be good. I'll switch to the cat.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I do now.
No.
I'm killing people.
Yeah. I'm like, guys, you've not killed the cat yet. Where is everyone?
Just farmers on the front.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, I didn't know these people, so...
I met that cow once.
Yeah. That's John the cow.
Yeah.
He's alright, he is.
As I was approaching, he said moo. It's what he said to me.
Yeah. I only saw one option.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, guys.
That's a great way to finish this episode for you, I think. That signifies Gaz at the end of the podcast.
That's
right
it. Please, if you've enjoyed what you've seen, like and subscribe. Click the notification bell, that's the thing as well.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the end of this podcast in a reel.
Mate, it's just gonna...
No.
I
can't wait to see that in a reel.
No, we can't.
That is gonna be... Mate, I'm gonna get someone... If you don't do it, I'm gonna get someone else to clip that.
Oh, mate, you think this is going in the podcast?
Oh, it's got to go in the podcast. That is gold.
I hope you at home understand what I meant.
I hope you did as well, because Jesus Christ.
Because I didn't.
Yeah. I'm still clueless. I'm honestly worried for you. So.
Yeah, guys, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Check out our other social media platforms. Lots of love from us at the Bromantic podcast.
Lots of love, and watch yourself tonight.
Sorry, Mr. I need to have a drink. Weird.
Yeah, that was, I hope you watch that back and you appall at yourself.
That's what I think about the whole podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Watch it back and I'm appalled at myself. The fuck are you doing?
God, I hope you don't do that. Right.